data, for the same data which is delivered in application layer, it is a different name in presentation layer. We call it by different name. In session layer it is different. In physical layer it is called raw bits. In data link layer it is known as frames. In network layer we call it packets. In transport layer is a byte stream. Okay. In session layer it is provide session semantics. So we just call you here session data unit. Okay. In presentation layer we call it presentation data unit. You can see the what session layer is giving. It is related to provide session semantics, present data meaningful format in presentation layer, and application, various application you get just like FTP, HTTP. Anyone know HTTP? That is a hypertext transfer protocol. Anything you want to communicate in the internet, so it is provided by HTTP. Anyone guess about RTSP? What is RTSP? You are viewing so many videos in the internet. How can in YouTube all the streaming protocol is related to RTSP. Okay. In IP layer, the IP layer means it is a network layer. Okay. Just suppose in socket programming we mostly deal in the transport layer. Suppose you are writing any mail in the network, in internet. What you are doing, just typing a mail. But that is a application layer where we are providing a proper infrastructure to write anything. But when you are doing a system programming, you are developing that application. At that time you are working in transport layer. Okay. So all that system programming, all the network programming which I will explain, all related to this transport layer. Okay. And you can work with sockets in network also. These two layers are very important for this session. Okay. And for any application, you want to develop any application, you must know transport layer and the network layer in detail. These are the different protocols which is available in different layers. Okay. So I just explain it later. These are the UDP and TCP. You all know about this. UDP is datagram transmission. What is datagram? Datagram means it is just a simple packet which have its header and your data packed in it. When we are communicating via UDP, we are packing our data in a datagram. But in TCP what we are doing, it is a flow of bits. There is no physical boundary between the bits. It is a logical division of the data in TCP. But where we need flow control, congestion control, etc. What is flow control? यदि मैं बहुत ज्यादा बोलने लगूंगा यहाँ पे या बहुत ज्यादा कॉन्सेप्ट तो आपके दिमाग में ये ओवरफ्लो करेगा ना, तो दैट इज अ सिमिलर थिंग इन फ्लो कंट्रोल. Just like source and destination must agree on how the rate and what is the rate actually between the source and destination about the data, how the speed in the network, that is related to flow control. What is full duplex? In sender can send the data and receiver can receive the data. No, sender can send the data and receiver can send the data at a time. So it is full duplex. Simplex also available and half duplex is also available. Simplex means at a time only one can send the data. Anyone know about the three-way handshake? What is three-way handshake? You know what is SYN? Synchronization packet we are sending from the client to the server. Just suppose I want to send a simple data hello India to you. So first of all I must create a session between the client and server. We must establish a proper connection. But to develop a proper connection, first of all, I must send a SYN. SYN is just like a hello from the client to the server, and server will reply with the acknowledgement. Okay. In the similar way, server is also sending the SYN to the client, and client will reply to the server. If this will complete, then there is a state called connection established. After that, after connection establishment, you can send the data over the network. For the data which is similar to this exchange, you send the data, you will get the reply with ACK. Reply means it is a data plus acknowledgement. In the similar way, if server send the data to the client, so client will acknowledge that data with a ACK, with a reply which server wants. In the similar way, what is FIN? What is FIN? FIN is the connection. Okay. FIN is done by closed call in the sockets. Close means client or the server, anyone can issue this packet. Close means just close the session. This can be done by FIN. There is a FIN packet which can be sent by either server or the client. Okay. So it is also in a similar way. You send the SYN, server will acknowledge, and server will also send the FIN, and then client will acknowledge for that FIN. This is all about three-way handshake. But you know what is time-wait state? Anyone? That's good. It is related to the same thing. Just suppose it is very important, because time wait is a state where you all have some doubt, because whenever a client send a FIN, okay, it is acknowledged by the server. So client know that my FIN is delivered to the server. But in the similar way, when server sends a FIN, it must receive an acknowledgement. But client don't know that the acknowledgement is delivered to the client server. Always client have confusion that this ACK is delivered or not, because इस ACK का कोई acknowledgement नहीं आ रहा है. इस ACK का कोई acknowledgement नहीं आ रहा है, तो ये जो client है कुछ देर यहाँ पे वेट करता है ताकि जो भी पैकेट है वो उधर डिलीवर हो जाए. इसी चीज को हम बोलते हैं टाइम वेट स्टेट. इन द सिमिलर वे सर्वर भी थोड़ी देर वेट करता है. अगर नहीं मिलता है उसको तो ये दोबारा इस पिन को डिलीवर करेगा और इसका एक्नॉलेजमेंट फिर मिलेगा इसको। तो जब भी दो कंसेक्यूटिव कनेक्शंस होते हैं उनके बीच में एक टाइम हमेशा बफर में छोड़ा जाता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड टाइम वेट स्टेट। ओके, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, टाइम वेट स्टेट, बिकॉज वेन यू आर प्रोग्रामिंग जनरली two client server talking on the network, two consecutive connections always giving problem, and the developers are not understand what is the problem. So you must know the time wait state in very detail. This is the just a communication between the TCP client and the TCP server. Before going into detail in the programming, you must understand this diagram. You want to develop a simple network application. Then what you do in the server side and what you will do in the client side. All the server softwares and all the client softwares following this figure. First of all, you want to create a socket in the client side also, in the server side also. What is socket? What is all about socket? You know about anything about socket? You are using file handling anytime in future? It is just like a file descriptor. You are writing into a file. You are just creating a simple file descriptor. In the similar way, for Unix systems, everything is file. Okay. Hard disk, your pen drive, everything is file. In the similar way, a treats network is also like a file. To write on the file, you are creating a simple file descriptor, and you will write on by using this socket call. After that, you are creating a simple descriptor. What you are doing in the file handling program, you are opening the file. Okay, so that is similar to connect. When you call a connect, then there is a three-way handshake between the client and the server. This event will occur whenever client send any connect request to the server. That's why you must know about that thing. This TCP three-way handshake. After that, whenever you issue a connect, there is a similar call in the server side, that is a accept. Okay, but before you using client, you must start the server. Okay, in the server side, you are creating a simple socket. After that, what you will do? Bind. What is bind? Or any guess? Yes. सपोज आपने एक मोबाइल खरीदा, उसमें एक नंबर दिया, वो नंबर केवल आपके पास है, तो कोई आपको कॉल नहीं कर सकता। यदि वो फोन नंबर आप अपने फ्रेंड्स को देंगे या उनको बताएंगे कि मैं इस फोन नंबर पे अवेलेबल हूँ, तो वो आपको कॉल कर सकते हैं। इन द सिमिलर वे, बाइंड विल डू, जो भी आप सॉकेट यहाँ पे बनाओगे उसको ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को बताता है कि मैं इस पोर्ट पे अवेलेबल हूँ। So all the clients will send the data to this socket. Okay. What is listen? Listen is maintaining a queue. Okay. For all the file descriptor. You are creating your file descriptor, but you are receiving a file descriptor